enjoyed the first show tonight. Now we are on to the second show of this evening, which is my one. It is my writing and directional debut. Nothing to Declare is about 4 unrelated passengers who are all coming from the airport. One of them is a drug smuggler. Which one is it? My cast stars Emer Cannon, Neepa Khan, Kim McCormack, Beatrice Brusu, Jake Serwada, Ethan Hayes, Carter Murray, and Taz Fagan. I hope you enjoy.
The drug detector dogs reacted to a clump of 4 unrelated passenger bags. We are going to examine each of them now.
Mateo Alonso.
What is the purpose of your trip to Ireland?
Visiting my sister, Isabella. She's married to an Irishman and they recently had a baby girl, so.
Oh, that's nice. And how long do you intend on staying?
Around a month or so. My brother-in-law needs to get back to work, so I'm going to be taking care of my sister and the baby. I have a flexible ticket for my return as well, just in case.
Very little luggage for such a duration of stay. Even though you checked it, it's barely larger than a carry-on bag. You're missing some key items that you need for a trip to Ireland as well. You know, sturdy footwear, gloves, hats, skirt, or even a raincoat. This is oddly light. Are you sure you're not just planning on staying a few days and then returning to Spain?
My brother-in-law said I could borrow all those sorts of things when I come over, and I can do some laundry if needs be. I prefer traveling light.
Would you not at least bring something for the baby? There are no toys or anything here. No gift for Isabella either. Surely if you were coming to help out, you'd bring a little token.
I ordered a shipment of toys to be delivered directly to the house. I was worried about something being lost in transit or being taken by customs.
Why would you be concerned that you would be stopped by customs if you're traveling legitimately and have nothing to hide?
Well, it's a thing you hear about from friends, and you see it on TV all the time. People getting stopped for the smallest things, having objects taken, all sorts. And I was right. You pulled me aside. I haven't done anything.
Mr. Alonso, you already know why you're being questioned. The detector dog. Still, if you have no malicious intentions that couldn't have been anticipated in advance, surely there'd be no concern.
How was I supposed to know? I just wanted a smooth journey with no hassle whatsoever. My sister's been so stressed since that baby. It's all fallen down.
Mr. Alonso, please calm down, or I will have to detain you for long term for your obstructive conduct. That is the last thing you want.
I'm sorry. That was a lot. I just wanted to avoid this.
I empathize with such, Mr. Alonso. However, if there is a dog reaction, we must do an assessment. I'm not intentionally trying to provoke you or put you out. I'm just doing my job.
I understand.
Right, let's continue. Are you employed?
Yes, I work as an architect.
You managed to get quite flexible with last minute leave then.
No, I'm working remotely.
Yes, wouldn't an architect need some sort of physical materials? There are no pencils, diagrams, or even a laptop in here.
A majority of my work can be accessed from anywhere via cloud servers that my company owns. I can access it from the family computer. Alternatively, I have emails on my phone. Yeah.
So, are you team manager or team lead then? You don't do any actual designing.
No, I'm still supposed to be designing. Look, I was worried about some of my materials being damaged in transit, and like I said, I prefer traveling light. I was just kind of going to focus on helping my sister and the baby and kind of looking active.
Right, so, even though you are supposed to be full-time and do not have approved leave, you are planning to skip around work and hope that your boss does not notice. You could get into some serious trouble doing that.
Family comes first.
Right, well, good luck with that. What's this?
That is a sleep tea. My sister, Isabella asked me to pick it up, and it's very expensive to order, and you can't get it in Ireland, so it is okay to be imported. I checked.
Then why was it wrapped in clothing and tissue?
But padding.
Mr. Alonso, you said you like to travel light. The rest of your bag is clothing. Why would you prioritize this over everything else? Not to mention, it is not in commercial tea packaging, just a plastic bag. And candidly, it has a striking resemblance to cannabis.
It's just a mixture of herbs from the market. I swear, you can open it, smell it. It doesn't even, it's not.
Bear with me, Mr. Alonso. I will have to verify.
What is your full name, please?
James Patrick Robertson.
You've been out of the country for a while, Mr. Robertson. The system says you left early July and you're only returning now. Where have you been?
Yes, of course. After the leaving cert, the boys and I went for a few weeks to Albufeira. We had a great crack, drinking lots, crying hard, chatting with beautiful girls. It was time to head home. Myself and the others were ready for the summer then, so we backpacked across Europe for the rest of the summer to the likes of Barcelona, Berlin, Prague, going all night just having a crack.
Right. Well, was it only for summer? Because, like I said, you left in July and now it's nearly November. Plus, where are all your mates? You're traveling alone.
Well, when the leaving cert results came out in August, the rest of the lads came home.
How come you didn't?
Okay, I was planning on beginning studying in commerce at university, but I didn't quite get the CO points that were necessary. When I realized this, my dad said I could do a gap year before applying somewhere like jobless business school. And he sent me some money and I continued to travel solo up until now.
How come you've returned home now?
Celebratory family dinner for my dad. 4 years I was off for.
Will you be staying in Ireland?
No, I will be resuming my travels next week, heading to Thailand and then around Asia from there on.
When will you be settling back in Ireland?
There are multiple commitments that I will have to return for, but in terms of living back here permanently again, it won't be till September of next year. Not 100% sure though. I may travel even longer. Life clearly doesn't always follow the plan, and I'm going with the flow. If life had followed my plan, I'll be on my way to university tennis training right now.
All that traveling is going to be expensive. Is your dad going to fund it all?
Don't worry, sweetheart. We promise you.
Can I see evidence of that?
Of course you can, darling. See plenty of money there. Certainly enough to buy you dinner.
Yes, you do seem to have an adequate amount of funds. Still, with the extensive collection of designer goods you seem to be carrying, Louis Vuitton Prada bags, Christian Louis Vuitton high heels, these can't all be for you.
Yes, of course, I'll be breaking through the streets of Dublin on a night out wearing those. Don't be silly, sweetheart. Those are for my mom.
Right. Can you tell me who each of these items are for, please?
Seriously, all of them. Okay, like I said, the shoes are for my mom, as are the 2 bags. The rest of the bags are for my sisters. The belts are for my brother and 2 other bags. Oh, and the Rolex is for my dad.
Wow, you certainly are generous, aren't you?
What can I say? I know how to make people happy. Maybe once you get all your little checks done and realize I'm indeed not a drug smuggler, maybe I can find a way to make you happy as well.
Mr. Robertson, can you take this seriously, please? I've had enough of your sarcasm and your flirting. Right, okay, before I have these checked, let me ask you, Blake, are all of these genuine?
Okay, I'm not entirely sure because I got most of them markets in Spain. The sellers swore they were real, just second hand, and they were a little cheaper for how many people I did buy them for. And with all the activities I was doing, I may well run out of money, and my dad's not going to send me some more for another few weeks, so let's make it stretch a bit further.
That is a very risky import, Mr. Robertson. Not only could these be counterfeit, which requires them to be seized, but you don't know who's owned these items in the past. That could be an explanation as to why the dog reacted to it positively.
I swear, I'm not importing drugs.
Well, let me verify the authenticity of these items, and we'll go from there.
Can I use call my dad, please?
What is your full name, please? You will need to speak up for me, please. I cannot understand you when you were essentially inaudibly mumbling.
Alina Mueller.
And what is the purpose of your trip to Ireland?
Study. I'm on Erasmus.
What university do you attend in Germany?
LMU.
The full title, please, and whereabouts is it in Germany?
Ludwig Maximilian University. Munich.
Are you from Munich?
Just south of it.
So, whereabouts will you be undertaking your Erasmus this year?
Maynooth University.
Right, so how come you first travelled from Munich to Madrid and then to Dublin? According to your tickets, the Munich to Madrid flight left around 10:30 last night. The one to Dublin left at 7 this morning. Why would you not just fly direct?
Cheaper flights with a layover.
Really? I doubt that. Especially once you factor in hotel accommodation and transport. That would definitely be more expensive.
Well, I did not pay for those things. I slept in the airport. Never left it.
Right, well my system states that you entered Spanish customs last night, and then again this morning. So evidently you did leave the airport.
Yes, sorry, I meant I was intending to stay in the airport. I stayed with a friend visiting Erasmus in Madrid.
Right, okay. So you mentioned you're undertaking your Erasmus at Maynooth University? Whereabouts will you be living for the year?
Near Maynooth.
I figured that. I meant what your address will be, and can I see documentation for such, please? Speak up.
I have not booked anything yet.
What? Seriously? Are you not aware of the state of housing in Ireland right now? We have a long-term ongoing housing crisis, particularly in regards to student accommodation. How long until your course begins?
A few days.
Have you any temporary accommodation arranged? Hotel, hostel, B&B? Can I see a bank statement, please? As an EU citizen, you do have the right to move freely in Ireland. However, given your admitted lack of accommodation, I need to ensure that you have the necessary funds to fund your immediate temporary accommodation. Wow, that is quite low funds. That would not get you more than a few nights in the Dublin area. Your banking history shows that there was a sizable transfer made into your account a few days ago. You then subsequently paid that exact same amount for your tickets. So evidently someone paid for your tickets. Who?
A friend.
Why would a friend pay for your tickets?
Going away gift.
It's curious, is it not, that it is the exact same amount needed for your Munich to Madrid tickets, and then your Madrid to Dublin ones. Did that influence your choice of route, or were there other reasons?
I had some things to do in Madrid as well.
What kind of things?
Errands?
That could be done between 10:30 at night and 7 in the morning. In my experience, banks and post office don't tend to be open that late. Maybe in New York, but certainly not Madrid. Plus, didn't you mention you originally planned to stay at the airport? Right, Alina, as a reminder, I pulled you aside today due to the detector dog's reaction to the area of your bags. Due to your ongoing suspicion, I must ask, have you been in contact with drugs?
No. No drugs.
Do you know what this is? This is an ion scan. It allows me to get a sample of anything that you or your bag may have come in contact with. That testing confirmed to me, Alina, that your traces for cocaine. Why is that?
I don't know.
Wait here, Miss Mueller. I need to run some further tests.
What's your full name, please?
Michelle Donovan.
Okay, Ms. Donovan, according to our systems, you do quite a lot of traveling. In the last year, you've done nearly a dozen trips all around the world, most only for a day or two. Why is that?
It's nearly all for work. I'm head of sales at a company called James and Smith, and we specialize in the beauty industry, doing Botox, dermal fillers, polyactic acid supplements, you know.
Even still, for a sales executive, this is a lot of traveling.
Well, it's all necessary. We don't do just Botox for your average Joe clients. No. We provide the best beauty to the establishments such Dubai, LA, New York, and all of these establishments require for us to do these meetings face to face, not over video call. So I just take them to a nice restaurant, a little champagne.
Okay, so you travel around the world without dinner.
Well, these dinners is just more than that. I offer them the consumer, just the full experience. I show them the reviews, products, everything that money can buy. Just the best of the best.
Sounds high stakes.
Like I said, I'm the best of the best.
Okay. Well, with all of that luxury spending and traveling, how do you manage your finances?
I let the accountancy department deal with all of that. Making a sale is costly, so I just make sure that Jackson and Smith just remains on top.
Well, this trip in particular, where did you go?
I went to an American conference with seminars. We talked about the beauty industry, making sure that I stay up to date to all of these trends. And on my way back, I met up with an older client. On my way back to Madrid, to make sure that he knows the deal. You know, like I said, I keep them coming back for more.
Fair enough. What's in these unlabeled bottles that are in your bag?
Those are samples that I brought to the American conference. They are strictly confidential, which is why I have them in there and I didn't send them via post.
How come they weren't declared?
Well, when you deal with confidential stuff, if anybody gets a little look at them, investments and everything just goes down the drain.
Sorry, I'm still quite new.
To be frank, you're not the only one who does that. Even without a dog, I always get stopped. Because with my trouble movements, looks suspicious, but
Well,
it's-
yes, you must admit that these do look quite suspicious.
they're not.
Okay, well, with your experience in traveling, as you said, I assume you know what this is?
Yeah.
Michelle, the sample taken from your bag has come back positive for traces of cocaine. Why is that?
Well, I'm not surprised. I deal with high-level, famous people when they want to let their hair down. They go to these famous parties. They do recreational drugs, cocaine. So when I meet with them in these rather intimate settings, we shake hands, share bottles of wine. So it makes sense that some of it would end up on my clothing, belongings.
So you're saying it's merely cross-contamination?
Exactly. I would never do drugs. I've been in the industry for the past 20 years. I would never risk any of that for just a little high.
Okay, well, I'm going to need to run a few more tests on your belongings. Just bear with me, please.
If you must.
All right, so what are your thoughts on each of your passengers? O'Neill?
Mr. Alonso initially seemed like your average passenger visiting family, but when questioning him, I had a few concerns. Firstly, his bag was extremely light for his duration of stay, carrying almost exclusively clothes with no work materials or gifts for the family he's visiting. Despite this, he was carrying a plastic bag that contained what he attested was sleep tea. He also admitted that he was concerned that he would be stopped by customs and did get momentarily aggressive.
Yeah, fair few issues, alright.
Once I finished my interview with him, I rang his sister. When questioned, she validated his story. Everything from the borrowing of his brother-in-law's clothes to the use of the family laptop so he can attempt to keep up with work. I also tested the herbs. They are indeed just Spanish herbs, uncommon in Ireland.
I wonder why he bothered with a concealment then, especially if he was afraid of being searched. Surely he wouldn't want to make himself look more suspicious unnecessarily.
I would say, despite his claims, he wasn't 100% sure of their status and attempted to hide them just in case. Still, they are legal, so we can only warn him.
I'm happy to clear him.
Mr. Alonso is sorted then. 1 down, 3 to go. Lynch?
Mr. Robertson is certainly a character. He's been traveling quite extensively, been out of the country, which I was wary of. Checking his funds. He was very keen to show me his very good financial status as the motivation for these trips.
He's so young though.
Daddy's money.
Ah.
He was also carrying an extensive collection of designer goods, and he's not completely sure of the origins or legitimacy of any of them. I did a basic authentication checks, checking if the stitching's even, if the lining's loose, the quality of the zips and buckles, and there were some minor inconsistencies.
If you're not fully satisfied, Lynch, we can let the passenger through, minus the items. We'll hand them over to the Gardaí for a thorough investigation. Now, do you have any suspicion in relation to the drugs?
No, I examined everything so thoroughly. I'm sure he's not associated with drugs.
Mr. Robertson is sorted then. 2 down, 2 to go. Matthews?
Yes, Michelle is certainly a self-assured individual. She's quite pompous too. She ardently highlighted her distaste for the customs process as well as the importance of her business work. That means she travels so often. She was also quite sharp about not having to declare her fancy samples, even though they were quite dubious looking.
Well, was there anything interesting when you tested them?
No, there wasn't. I wonder if maybe she wanted to avoid being searched altogether because she's fed up with it happening, and she did have a suspicion that her bag could come back positive for traces of drugs, which they did, cocaine.
Did she offer any sort of response to the positive trace?
She did, yeah. She said she comes in contact with a lot of recreational drug users because of her work, so she says she's cross-contamination. Obviously, with the result coming back positive, I did thoroughly check the rest of her belongings, and I also sent the bag through the X-ray machine to check for organic material, and it came back completely clean.
Did you do a frisk search?
No, not yet.
Lynch, go conduct a frisk of Miss Donovan, please. Depending on the results of the frisk, what do you want to do, Matthews?
Well, obviously, if the frisk comes back positive, then we detain her for further questioning. Otherwise, I think she's okay to be declared.
Are you sure, Matthews?
Yes. She answered my question very thoroughly, so yes, we should be good to let her go.
Right, okay. Miss Donovan is sorted then. 3 down, 1 to go. My lady, Miss Mueller, is a massive red flag. From the minute the interview started, she was a nervous wreck. Her travel movements aren't extensive, but they are incredibly strange.
How so?
Well, first, she traveled from Munich to Madrid and then to Dublin, all within 24 hours. Not to mention, she initially claimed that it was a cheaper layover. However, when explicitly stated that she had both entered and exited Spanish customs, she simply changed her story to having errands to run in the middle of the night, sleeping at a fellow student's house.
That's alarming.
Indeed it is. There's also the fact that she has no secured accommodation for the year, incredibly low funds, and that one of the most recent transfers into her bank account was the exact same amount needed for her incredibly strange route. Finally, her belongings also tested positive for cocaine. Unlike Miss Donovan, she couldn't provide me with an explanation. Simply stated, I don't know. I'm not satisfied with her at all. Let's detain her for further questioning. O'Neill, can you x-ray her bag after you release Mr. Alonso?
Yeah. Miss Sullivan's frisk was negative.
We're clearing her, Matthews.
Yep.
Right, that's that. Miss Mueller is our smuggler.
Mr. Alonso, I'm satisfied that you are a legitimate traveller. You've been granted customs clearance and are free to enter Ireland.
Thank you very much, officer. Thank you.
Oh, but next time, if in doubt of an item, just declare it. Don't suspiciously strap things in your bag. Oh, and mind your manners next time.
I will. So, thank you very much.
Mr. Robertson, I will be allowing you through customs back into the country today.
Fantastic.
I will, however, be temporarily seizing the designer goods you have for further investigation. When the results come back, you'll be contacted as to whether you can collect them from the airport or not.
Ugh, seriously. Is there nothing I can do? Fine. Whatever you say. Thanks, I guess, Missy. Hope to see you again sometime. Somewhere less than Pleasantville. Maybe a wine bar.
Good news, Miss Donovan. You've been cleared through customs and can now re-enter the country.
Finally, newbie. I just want to get home to my massage chair. I can only pray for the day you incompetent personnel know the difference between crooks and proper travelers like me.
Miss Mueller, I regret to inform you that I need to arrest you. I need to detain you for further questioning. A combination of your nervous behavior, vague and inconsistent answers, and of course the positive cocaine trace, mean that I am arresting you on the suspicion of the importation of controlled substance. You do not have to say or do anything, but it may harm your defense if you neglect to mention something which you later rely on in a court of law. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Miss Mueller, you know why you're here.
I know nothing.
Look at me. Simply put, Alina, I am done with your bullshit. I've had enough of your I don't knows and your vague answers. We're well aware that you are hiding something and that it is probably a huge concealment of cocaine. You were caught. Now is the time that you start telling me the truth, because each lie is digging you deeper into a trench which you cannot climb out of and escape. You know, I have been in this business a long time, and I can honestly say, you are one of the worst smugglers I have ever come across. Strange behavior, odd travel movements, dreadful finances. The individual assets of your story would normally give a smuggler away. Each of your fellow passengers who we searched after the dog's reaction fulfilled one of these qualities which made them suspicious. The fact that you possess all of them simultaneously. Well, I think it improbable that you have nothing to declare. My fellow officer here has just confirmed to me that when they x-rayed your bag, there appeared to be organic matter inside the lining of it. Considering suitcases are usually just metal and some kind of plastic, why would yours contain organic matter?
I don't know.
I told you I was sick of you saying that. Regardless, we are about to find out now as O'Neill and I are going to deconstruct your bag. Now that shouldn't be there. Right, well that chemical testing there just confirmed to me, Alina, that the contents of the
in the bag. I picked it up in Madrid, swapping things out for my original case. I'm transporting it for someone else.
Why would you transport the bag that you knew had hidden something in it for someone else? Even if you didn't know it was cocaine, you knew there was something hidden in there.
I had no other choice. I have never been caught up in drugs before. I made a mistake, and I was given the choice of transporting this bag or being killed.
What mistake did you make?
I'm a waitress at a very fancy restaurant in Munich. A few weeks ago, this group came in and ordered a 5-course meal while having some sort of business meeting. Everything was fine until I was bringing out the 4th course, and I saw one of them down an employee-only passage, whispering urgently on the phone. I approached from behind to let them know that they couldn't be there and that the 4th course was being served, when I unmistakably heard them discussing a shipment of drugs they were involved with from Madrid to Munich. The number of couriers involved, the methods of concealment, the sheer volume of actual drugs. I was completely silent, transfixed for several seconds, until I made my mistake. I shifted my weight slightly and one of the hot plates brushed off my forearm, and when I reacted to the burn, I dropped some dishes off my tray, and the clattered sound it made alerted them to my presence. Next thing I know, there is a gun pressed to my chest. They threatened to shoot unless I met them at an address they gave me after work, and to continue my shift as if nothing had happened. If I did anything else, they'd shoot.
Then what happened?
I did what they told me to. After work, I met them at the address they gave me. I realize now I could have just left it. If I didn't go, but also didn't say anything to the police, they wouldn't have been able to find me, but I was so scared, I wasn't thinking straight. When I got there, they were there with their gang, all pointing guns at me again. They gave me a choice, either transfer this bag for them as a one-off, and they would leave me be, or I could decline, and they'd shoot. In that moment, I chose the first one. They said I was a perfect warrior, young, meek, innocent looking, completely expendable. Part of me thought that if I just agreed there, I could disappear, but they implanted a location tracker on me. From then on, they were always monitoring me, relentlessly texting. One day, one of these texts had instructions for the courier job and 2 links. One for the flights and one for the address of their intercontinental hub in Madrid. They also sent me the money transfer for the tickets. So, I flew out to Madrid. I picked up the bag and they escorted me to Dublin and...
Escorted? As in someone accompanied you here from Madrid and then abandoned you as the scapegoat when it went wrong? Who did this, Alina? Alina!
Michelle Donovan.
All airport personnel report suspected drug smuggler, short, white female in her 30s in a crisp black business suit and a black handbag. Michelle Donovan is slipping out of the airport. I repeat, please intercept Michelle Donovan immediately.